Job 38. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. Who is this who darkens counsel with words without knowledge? Get ready for a difficult task like a man. I will question you, and you will inform me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if if you possess understanding. Who set its measurements? If if you know. Or who stretched out the measuring line across it? Or what were its bases set? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning star sang its chorus and all the sons of God shouted for joy, who shut up the sea with doors when it burst forth, coming out of the womb? When I made the storm clouds its garment and thick darkness its swaddling band? When I prescribed its limits and set its place, its bolts and doors? When I said, to here you may come and no further, here your proud waves will be confined? Have you ever in your life commanded the morning, or made the dawn know its place, that it might seize the corners of the earth and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features are dyed like a garment. Then the wicked, the light is withheld, and the arm raised in violence is broken. Have you gone to the springs and filled the sea, or walked about in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you considered the vast expanse of the earth? Tell me if if you know it all. In what direction does light reside, and darkness, where is its place? Though you may take them to their borders and perceive the paths to their homes, you know from where you know, for you were born before them, and the number of your days is great. You have entered the storehouse of the snow and see the armory of hail, which I reserve for the time of trouble, for the day of war and battle? In what direction is lightning dispensed, or the east wind scattered over the earth? Who carves out the channels for heavy rains and the path for the rumble of thunder, to cause it to rain on the uninhabited land, a wilderness where there are no human beings, to satisfy a devastated and desolate land, and to cause it to sprout with vegetation? Does the rain have a father? Or who fathered the drops of dew? From whose womb does ice emerge, and the frost from the sky? Who gives it birth? When the waters become hard like stone, when the surface of the deep is frozen solid, can you tie the bands of the Pleiades, or release the cords of Orion? Can you lead out the constellation in their seasons, or guide the bear with its cubs? Do you know the law of heavens, or can you set up their rule over the earth? Can you raise your voice to the clouds so that the floods of waters cover you? Can you send the lightning bolt, and they go? Will they say to you, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the heart, or imparted understanding to the mind? Who by wisdom can count the clouds, or can tip over the water jars of heaven? When the dust hardens into a mass, and the clumps of earth stick together. Do you hunt prey for the lioness and satisfy the appetite of the lions? When they crouch in their dens, when they wait in ambush in the thicket? Who prepares prey for the raven, when its young cry out to God and wander about for lack of food? So yes, Supersonic, do not take Job literally. You will go astray, friend. This is not meant to be literal. It's poetry. The same with Psalms. Do not take it literal. The same with apocalyptic literature like Revelation. Do not take it literal. Literal is to misunderstand it. It is using metaphor all the way through in different ways. MC, yeah, he takes the scenic route to tell Job that, not gonna lie, I lose track terribly and end up confused. Yeah, so glad we have Dapper Passer explain simple as, well, you know, it's not that I am the one. It's like I I struggle with some of these things too. There are things that I did not live in this culture, so I'm going to miss what's going on there. But, there's other people that we can also, spend time with. We finally finished the cycle of talks. Job speaks, and a friend speaks. Job speaks, and a friend speaks. Job speaks, and a friend speaks. And then Job speaks, and a young upstart whippersnapper speaks. Job does not reply to this young whippersnapper. Instead, God stops the conversation, or he abruptly joins the conversation, however you want to see this. Job had been crying out he wanted an audience with God. Now he's going to get what he wanted. The Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind. What do we have here? Anything on there? Out of this is not the storm described by Elihu. In fact, the Lord ignores Elihu. The storm is common accompaniment of a theophany. So, yeah, it's different language there. Who is this who darkens counsel with words without knowledge? There's the rebuff of Elihu. Who is this who darkens counsel with words without knowledge? So there was a demonstration that I know, and I'm going to speak on behalf of God to you, Job, and God just straight up and comes, who is this guy speaking? Who is Elihu? Elihu? I mean, I like to say it that way. Elihu? I mean, God just comes in and says, who's this? Like, that's his first thing. Now, after that, get ready for a difficult task like a man. Job, get ready like a man. I will question you, and you will inform me. So, Job, I'm going to question you. How do we know it? Because he's answering Job. He disregards, he pushes aside this guy like interruption here. Like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me explain it to you. I will question you, and you will inform me. Get ready, man. I will question you, and you will inform me. Now, again, we are in poetry, okay? So all of these things are not scientific. They are, however, the poetic way in which ancient people described how creation worked. So we're not taking these literally and thinking that this is how creation works. We know this isn't how creation works. This is poetic language used in the poetic way that they describe how things happen. So just like we're not going to accuse Elihu of being scientifically illiterate, we're not going to accuse God of being scientifically illiterate. He is answering them according to the way that they describe the things that happen around and in the earth. So that's what we have here. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me, if you possibly have you possess understanding. Where were you when I created the earth, laid its foundation? Where were you when I set the measurements for it and I stretched out the measuring line? On what basis? On where were its bases set? Where was its cornerstone laid? So when I created the earth, were you there? Tell me how I did it. Tell me how I did it. And when the morning star sang its chorus and all the sons of God joined in them, yes, because at creation, the morning star, the star, the angels sang, all the sons of God, the angels sang because of God's creation. Where were you when that happened? Who shut up the sea with its doors when it burst forth, coming out of the womb? So the sea is imaged as coming out of the womb, bursting forth. When I made the storm clouds its garment, the thick darkness in swaddling bands. So I've got the sky, I've got the storms, I've got the dark bands, I've got the storm clouds. When I prescribed its limits and set the place of its bolts and doors. Yeah, where were you? How did I set up the storm? How did I set up the sea? How did I set up where it could go and where it can't? When I said, to here you may come and no further. Here your proud waves will be confined. Have you ever in your life... So, where were you when I did all the creation? Now, he's going to say, have you actually done any of the things I do? Have you ever in your life commanded the morning or made the dew know its place? Hey, dew over here. I want a little dew over here. Do you know where you're supposed to go this morning, dew? Go over there. That it might seize the corners of the earth and shake the wicked off of it. The earth takes shape out of clay under a seal. Its features are dyed like a garment. So, no, literally, they're not. They're not. This is metaphorical language. talking about how God did the work of workmen. So what do craftsmen work with? They work with clay, they work with dye, they work with a seal, they work with garments. There's all kinds of things. So he's using the language of a workman to describe the work of creation. Then from the wicked the light is withheld, and from the arm raised in violence is broken. So God, how do I distribute justice? Do you know? Have you gone to the springs that fill the sea, or walked to the recesses of the deep? Like the springs that fill the sea. I'm going to go over here, get a little bucket out, and we're going to fill the sea. Yeah, we're going to fill the sea. See? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Do you know where Sheol is? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you considered the vast expanse of the earth? Tell me if you know it all. Job, tell me everything about creation, all that I did, how I did it. I'll wait. In what direction, just to help you understand the questions I want to know, in what direction does light reside and darkness? Where's its place? Where does darkness go when the sun comes out? Where does darkness go? And where does light come from? Where does it come from? That you may take them to their borders and perceive their paths and their homes. You know, for you were born before them, and the number of your days is great. Job, you gotta know. You're older than all of creation, right, Job? You gotta know. You were there when I did this all. Have you entered the storehouse of the snow, or seen the armory of hail? So now we're going to talk about, yes, this is metaphorical language. I got a whole bunch of snow over here. I can give it wherever I want. Oh, I got a bunch of hail over here for the time of trouble, the battle and war. How about the direction of lightning? How do I dispense that? Do I do it willy-nilly? Who carves out the channel for heavy rains? Who makes it so that there's heavier rain versus light rain? And the path of rumble of thunder to cause the rain on the uninhabited land, the wilderness, where there is no human beings. Why would there be rain in the wilderness where people aren't? To satisfy the devastation and desolate land, to cause it to sprout with vegetation. Does rain have a father? I love this question. Does rain have a father? And who has fathered the drops of dew? So some of the pagans might have this, but I don't think that's in mind here. It's just, Job, explain to me how all of creation works. From whose womb does ice emerge? Ouch, what a metaphor there. Do you want ice coming out of your womb? Well, water comes out. Water was a metaphor of the tempest of the great deep, so the womb is the place where it's birthed, so ice is coming out. Frost from the sky, who gives birth to it? When the waters become hard like stone, when the surface of the deep is frozen solid. Who does that? Can you tie a band? Oh, now we're going to switch to the stars in the sky. Can you tie a band around Pleiades or Orion, or lead the constellations, or guide the bear and its cubs? Can you control what's happening in the heavens? Do you know the laws of the heavens, or can you set up the rules of the earth? Can you raise your voice to the clouds so that it floods waters cover over you? Can you send lightning bolts wherever they go? Can you say, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the heart and imparted understanding in the mind? So let's just pause there. Here's all of the creation thing. Let me see if there's anything in chat there. He does say a little bit of stuff like that to him, right? When he's run away and hid. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of that too. Rhizone, yeah. The reflection of him talking to Elijah when he's hiding. Yep. The demigod sings "You're Welcome" when he explains all the things he did to humans in Moana. I have not seen that. Interesting. It might be where they get the idea here is from Job. Okay. Who put wisdom in the heart or imparted understanding to man? So now he's switching to, where did you get your wisdom and understanding? Not only Job, but every single one of the four others standing there. Elihu and Job's three friends, all standing there. Who put wisdom in the heart? Who imparted understanding to man? Who by wisdom can count the clouds? Who can tip over the water jars of heaven? I love that image. You're tipping over the water jars for rain to come. Who, when they, or tip the water jars over when dust hardens into a mass and clumps on the earth stick together. Now we're going to switch imagery again. Do you hunt prey for the lioness and satisfy the appetite of the lions when they crouch at their dens, when they wait in ambush? Who prepares prey for the raven when their young cries out to God and wanders about for lack of food? Do you care for all of the animals of creation, Job? Who's doing that? Who's providing food for the lions? Who's providing food for the ravens? That isn't you, is it? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Father God, please don't ever Job scold me. I couldn't handle it. You are God and I am not, sir. Well, what can I say except you're welcome? Yeah. There's a little bit of, but I also think this is more scolding of Job's friends than it is Job, because we'll see that in the end. We'll see that in the end, but we have to wait till the end to judge God's judgment towards Job. We got to wait till the end.